Hello and welcome. It's me, Ira, Meditative Scrapbooking, and I'm here today to present my brand new project that I was showing as a process video, the whole set of videos how to create it. And as I have got a couple of questions and requests for that, I decided that I will probably make a flip through and make some kind of a listing, similar listing in my Etsy shop for those who are fond of flower pressing and picking plants, preserving them, and traveling as well. So this is the conceptual, I would say this is a kind of a journal, which is travel journal. It's a combination of a travel journal that is easy to take with you and take some notes, and flower press. Actually, functionally, it's a flower press as well as a journal. To make it, I tried to make it absolutely functional, because I pick flowers myself all the time, and I pick plants, and I have always been facing with a lot of issues, different, not very convenient things and circumstances. So I tried to, first of all, to make it as functional as I can, and to preserve, to collect, pick, preserve flowers, and at the same time to be able to take notes. As quite often when I have my trips, journeys, I leave all my things in the car or anywhere. Just I try not to take rucksack or backpacks with me. I need something to pick, to put my flowers or to put the plants on my way. And it's really, really comfortable, convenient, I would say, when you have some kind of a small journal. But then you have to have a big pocket to put it there as soon as you don't need it. And I have never had such pockets. And so all the time I had to think, or I had to keep my hands busy with it. Not always good when you are not just there for picking flowers, but also the main goal is to enjoy, to feel the vibes, to hug the trees, you know. And then this can become a bit of a distraction. So just in the process, I came up with the idea that probably if I add a strap here, it will be perfect. Let me run through that. So this is an elastic strap, elastic closure. It is already quite tight. Anyway, as soon as it gets loose, you can just cut it off and insert another one, because it's as simple as that. It's, by the way, a piece of driftwood that I picked last year. Although it's not very rotten, it's quite sturdy, and it fixes the knot in place not to fall through. Anyway, then I added some. So the cover is quite heavy, and I would remind that only natural, non-waterproof material is used here, because the main idea is to keep the flowers and plants with moisture and to let the moisture out easily. That's why it shouldn't be sealed inside, or it will get moldy. So there is no synthetic fiber at all, and no synthetic material at all as well. So a little bit of I added a little bit of moss imitation here. I covered these buttons that are actually used for fixing this come on, not handle, but strap, right? And I covered that with let me show it, a little bit of this acrylic texture paste, which in combination of two colors, which gives this mossy effect. It's really cool, and it won't peel off because it's quite heavy. I'm not sure about the button. It can probably peel off, but I tried hard to do it, but well, it's there. Then there will be 2 hinges included here, 2 clips. These clips are supposed to be used. Let me show how it functions. Okay, you start with one signature and you start filling it with plants. As you can see, different types of paper is used there. In this journal, I used only non-coffee dyed paper. The paper in this journal, I mean the pages in the signature are not sewn, because these signatures, the paper is supposed to be eco-dyed with leaves and with different plants. And when you get the imprints, you can take any page out and use it in your further projects. Or if it gets spoiled, you can easily replace it with another sheet of paper. That's it, easy as that. So I didn't sew them. You can easily take them out as this, and you can easily, like, you know, do it like that. Oh yeah, I have already put kind of some petals of the tulips I got for the Women's Day. So let me show the principle. One more thing. First of all, as you probably remember if you have watched the previous videos, that heavyweight paper is alternating with soft and water non-resistant. As you can see, these petals were not pressed properly. I didn't have this as an aim. I just put them there. But if you want this to be pressed, this journal needs to be more tight. I mean, either you will have to put a press on top of that, or you can tighten the elastic. So, as I told, some heavyweight paper with soft paper. I actually finally at the end added a little bit of stamping, or a little bit of stamping on the first 2 signatures, not the whole journal. And this stamping is only done with a water resistant Stazon ink. This one, it's waterproof. It means that it's not afraid of any liquid or any moisture that usually comes from leaves and petals. So how it works, I can show you. As soon as you put a couple of plants, one plant, you can fix the pages with all your plants like this in order to prevent the plants from falling out. And when the whole signature is full, or even before it's full, you can also use this. First of all, you can use this divider. It's heavyweight cardstock, really good cardstock, almost chipboard. This time I made a stamp print with, a crossword puzzle. Well, I used it for journaling. I wrote the name of a plant, or I wrote the name of the place, or some keyword for some event. And then I wrote the descriptions of this or that number, of this or that word somewhere. And it was like, both ways, like a puzzle, reminder. So it's kind of an interactive activity. At the same time, it is here to strengthen and to make it harder. And because for flower presses it's important. So apart from this kind of closure, you use this one to fix the bigger amount of pages, and these pages are quite the same. The only page which is not to be written on is that one. As for the rest, once again, I'd like to remind you can use it as kind of a pocket to fix your plant from falling off the side. And one more divider with a little bit of stamping, and some elastic binding, I would call that. Okay, driftwood and this, they remained clean. I didn't write anything on them. And dividers as well. And as you remember, the main idea is to leave it as rough and not just unimaginative. It should be rustic and simple and just nice in its simplicity. At the same time, it's absolutely clean, So I do think you could benefit from that. And this is, you see, this is a little bit from tea stamping. Tea dyeing process. I just took a couple of pages that were supposed to be tea dyed, but then I did it only partially. So this is mainly it. In fact, when I was making it, I didn't plan. I wasn't sure that I was going to plan to sell it or not. Then I got, in fact, already a couple of requests, or at least questions, maybe not just requests as this. And I decided that I can probably repurpose my old one, which I already use as a journal, just get rid of all the plastic stuff and use it as is. So this is the place for your pencils. In fact, pencil is the best thing that you can use to write in pressed flower journal, because as soon as your pages are a little bit humid or moist, I'm not sure whether, well, I do think that the ball pen will leak and will bleed. This will not. And more than that, if you are to take notes or to write the names or the dates connected with the plants that you pick, that might make sense. This is very, I would say, a versatile pocket. I wouldn't recommend putting anything big in it, because then it can deform like the main shape, the surface. But a pair of scissors, if you may use them for cutting the grass or cutting the plant, pair of scissors can fit perfectly well there. So it's quite big. A couple of notes, and as soon as this journal is supposed to be a travel journal at the same time, it means like for journaling, you know, I wanted it to be able to fix, to have some memorabilia. So this one can be used for keeping some notes, as well as this pocket, and a couple of closures or paper clips can be added here as well, in order to keep this kind of, well, to make this kind of holder and to fix it in place. In fact, it used to be a belt, and I was very careful about this belt because I really adore it. It's kind of it's, first of all, it's pure cotton. It's rare nowadays. I'm not sure I can buy it anywhere. So as you can see, it is just cut off, and well, as far as I understand, it's cotton. So for you to know, I just secured these edges, which are like, you know, you can see that they are peeling and unwinding and unweaving, I would say. So I secured these edges with, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 or 6 stitching, 6 times of stitching. And I made these holes, buttonholes. I fixed the same. I fixed the ends of these buttonholes with specific stitches, you know, machine stitching. But as the texture of this belt is, you see, it's flowing, and I wanted to keep it. You know, I had these were on the original belt, and I got the same effect. It can be a little bit of a trouble at the beginning to button and to unbutton, a matter of time. The same is here. Once again, I wouldn't say that I did my best at stitching, because the aim was to make it as rough and as... I adore this style, in fact. And I never hide it. So if you are looking for something immaculate and absolutely clean and simple, this is not what you're looking for, definitely. Because this one is not afraid of being worn out. It is already worn out, and the more worn out it gets, to my mind, the nicer it is. So, and then you just can you can use it as just a journal, write in it, put it in your bag or whatever. But as soon as you get out of your car and you want to have a walk, in the forest and you want to have free hands for your camera or just for your trees to hug, you just button this strip up to the, yeah, it's quite tight, and the idea is to make it tight, because remember how many times you will do it, it will definitely get loose, as any cotton will. And then you get this perfect strip. And you know, I tried it on me, and it's really good, because it's just can be a little bit next to your waist, or a little bit lower or higher, just up to you, or you can put it to your bosom, something like that. Just, it's up to you. Or probably actually this kind of strap cannot be adjusted unless if you need it shorter, you can actually probably sew it here, or just make one more buttonhole here. It's like, you know, it will just stay there in my Etsy shop. And as soon as it's gone, I will also add, I will release this one, but with the addition to the title as pre-order or made to order. What I mean, first of all, as you know, I'm not a mass producer or mass designer. It means I don't have the same supplies. Like, it's not a line of absolutely the same identical things. I have a piece of the same fabric, but it has a little bit different design. I don't have this type of belt anymore, so I will add some more strip there, some different strip. And I don't have this kind of card for the top as well. And so what I mean is that even the appearance will be a little bit different. I don't think it's too bad. I think it's the best thing that can be, because first of all, it's going to be unique, and the second point is it's going to be unique. As soon as this fabric is gone, I will probably take a couple of pictures of the fabric I'm going to use for the next journal, and also add it to the listing in Etsy, so that you could see what kind of final result you will get. I hope I have made myself clear enough, because you know the problem is that it's not because only of my English, which is not definitely my first, but it's because, like, this is my way of thinking. In fact, my thoughts are much faster. My inner thoughts are faster than my speech. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to write here in the comment section. I am always really grateful to get any comments from you, and many of them help me understand where I'm going, whether I'm doing something wrong or right. And I'm happy to be a part of your community, ladies, and I'm happy to be the part of the community. I'm really grateful to all of you who are here, who stopped by to write a comment, to say something, and to show me that they notice, they see, they care. Because, you know, what I'm doing, because sharing is caring, isn't it? So stay safe, and as long as you can, take good care of yourselves, your dears, your nears, your families, your friends, and your pets, dear beloved, and of everything that is really dear to you and makes you happy, because I think this is the best time to stop being the crowd and to start being the people, the humanity. And if we don't support each other, nobody will.